Hey, everybody, it's Alan, and I hope that you're doing well. It's January 30th, and that is the birthday of the man, the myth, the legend, the man you see right here, Mr. Phil Collins. Let's celebrate his birthday by going to a deeper track off of the Face Value album. It's a song called Hand to Hand. Now, I am absolutely positive that some of you may be going, he's paying tribute to Phil Collins and there was no singing in that. Well, let's remember he was a drummer before he was a singer. And two things I noticed as I'm listening to that. One, I love how I've always loved this. I love how the end of the album, because this is the last track on the record, ends with the same sound from the beginning of the album, which of course is the song "In the Air Tonight" with that drum loop that's going on. And so it's throughout. It's not throughout the entire album, but it's in the first song and it's in the last song. Kind of reminds me a little bit of oh my god, kind of reminds me of Chicago Transit Authority's first album, where the first song was introduction and the last song, only had one line in it, and it was, thank you all. It's they basically started that album and ended that album with bookend songs, bookend performances. Well, in sort of a way, not exactly the same, but in sort of a way, this album, Face Value, starts off with the same drum pattern, the same drum loop, and then it ends with the same drum loop on that last little bit of fade out. And I just think it's a little bit of genius to bookend the two ends of the album. Secondly, Phil Collins is a hell of a drummer. And though we pay so much attention to him and his lyrics and his singing and his live performances and what have you, I don't think it hurts to remember how good of a musician he was, and especially at his original love, which was, of course, the drums. And if you don't think he's playing drums on that, you're nuts. Okay, I know people might think of Chester Thompson or Steve Gadd or whoever might have been in the recording studio for any of this stuff. No, just Phil Collins played drums on his record, okay? Especially this one, when it was just sort of an experiment into a solo career. It wasn't really anything that was set in stone. Nobody knew that Phil Collins would become the megastar that he would become as a solo artist when he was just the new lead singer of Genesis, replacing Peter Gabriel. So coming out with a solo album was sort of akin to, the first time, David Gilmour recorded a solo album. Except I think we can honestly say that, Phil Collins had a lot more true success. I'm not saying that guitar players didn't flock to whatever David Gilmour did outside of that, but the amount of just mega success that Phil Collins had as both a solo artist and a member of the band Genesis is really without comparison, And the thing is, unlike when the Beatles went off to do their solo stuff, rarely did they come back to the band. Okay, they pretty much, okay, well, we're split up. Let's go do solo stuff and not perform again as a group. You might get 2 or 3 Beatles together, but obviously never going to get them all together again, even with the sort of demo work that they've done with John Lennon's recordings that they've layered on other parts to. Side note, Phil Collins is a lefty. So when we think of a drummer, 99% of them are right-handed. So we think of the drums going like this from our left to our right as in succession of the toms. Right? Well, he's going the other way. He's going digga-digga-digga-digga-digga. And what I forgot to pay attention to, and I don't know if I've ever thought about it before this very moment, but I'm going to have to go back and listen to the song again and actually listen to more songs from the album and see if you can hear in the mix that they panned the drums from right to left as a left-handed drummer would play it, or if obviously he played left-handed, but did they record it and mix it as if he were a right-handed drummer going from left to right? That's something I'm going to have to actually go back and listen to now. Damn. Anyway, this was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope nobody's mad for me not playing a Phil Collins vocal track and instead actually paying attention to the man as an instrumentalist. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd be curious to find out what you think. And just know that I truly appreciate you all, and I wish you well. Take care.